I take out this like crucifix that I think is really sick.
Yeah,
it's like a huge
of course
crucifix.
You do. You're like, I'm going to put it upside down.
Yeah. Dude, whenever people have backyard shows, I'm like, I don't want people in my house.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with all that.
Like, you want fucking strangers in your house?
Even when we had drool on Claire's rooftop,
yeah.
like just having to bring them through an apartment building felt like really weird.
It feels so weird and like invasive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think back to the things that I did in other people's houses, like at house parties and shit when I was drunk. And I'm like, people are gonna do that at my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of fucking, like having an Eventbrite with a bunch of strangers on it, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. With your dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God, it's so nuts.
What's going on?
Fucking nothing. I got
Sweaty
a haircut.
again. Oh, you did get a haircut. I forgot.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that much different, but she took off like half of my hair. She thinned it right the fuck out.
It looks like a miniature version of what you had before.
Yeah. That's literally what it is.
You just look further away.
Yeah.
Only this part though. I'm like, what's going on? Her proportions are off.
Why is your head so small?
Oh, you're leaning back. Yeah. I know what's going on. I can't figure out that it's a haircut.
Yeah.
That's like when Peter Wong told me I wore my hair up and Peter Wong thought he like couldn't figure it out.
He's like, why do you look different?
He's like, you look different. He's like, are you sick?
Dude, that happened to me once.
Really?
Yeah, where I like started wearing slightly less eyeliner and then my RA at the time was like, are you sick? And I was like, I'm wearing a little bit less eyeliner.
But at least that's on your actual face.
Yeah.
This was just my hair.
Your hair being up.
My hair's on a different part of my head. And he's like, there's something wrong with her.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need to go to the hospital? You look fucking weird.
He checks in on me.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay over here.
He sends me some orange juice and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's this for?
Dude, imagine like being at a bar and like the server comes up and is like, hey, this is from the table over there. And it's just 2 cups of orange juice.
And a bunch of those like energy, like C.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
powders.
you look over and the guy's like, you look sick. You look malnourished.
Pedialyte.
Yeah, it's a Pedialyte in a martini glass.
Yeah. Bunch of tea bags. I don't know. I can't think of stuff for being sick because I haven't been sick in a while.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Fucking coconut water or whatever.
Yeah, coconut water.
Yeah.
I don't know, just all waters.
Those
all
emergencies.
Water and juice.
Emergencies. I love emergencies.
Oh, I called it Energy C.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not what it's called.
No.
Energy C.
I knew it was wrong, but like the font and the feel of it when you read it makes it seem like Energy C.
Yeah. It's like energy coded.
Yeah.
It's like the other week when Christiana was on and then her cider looked like a men's deodorant packaging.
Oh, yeah. This episode hasn't come out yet, but it will soon. Well, maybe it will. Never mind. We don't know what order.
We have no idea what's going on.
Doing the logistics again. But yeah, if it was like a cider and it looked like extreme sports.
Yeah.
Like branding.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking like an Old Spice packaging.
It's like Tony Hawk cider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's called like Elk Hound flavor. But it was like one of these little like small batch ciders.
Yeah, the letters were just so tall and sharp, you know? It looked like weird for a cider.
Yeah, it looked like a sports jersey.
It's like how maybe it's because you know how they did like Coke Zero because men weren't drinking Diet Coke because it's too girly. That's what I hear. Maybe they did that with ciders. They're like, we need more men drinking cider. Let's make it look like deodorant.
Dude,
let's make it look like
Zero,
raw meat.
They made Coke Zero black.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, it's like hard.
Yeah, you can't say no sugar. You have to say zero.
Yeah. You know what they say in the UK? They're like full fat.
Full fat?
Yeah, they're like, you want diet of full fat.
Oh.
They call the regular Coke full fat.
For sugar?
For soda, yeah.
Huh.
Because they're
full
fucking
fat.
idiots over there.
Yeah, Katrina,
morons. Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, Katrina, what the hell? She's
Who I love.
Yeah. Go back to fucking England and tell them that what they're doing is fucked up. And then come back promptly. We like hanging out.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
It's a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Bertonis Cardwell on Instagram.
And I'm Ali O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
YouTube!
And
my dad still likes saying YouTube. Wait, let me interrupt the intro.
What do you mean? He's
My dad
still like saying
seems like he sounds like he's having fun when he says YouTube. And then also like with my my nephew, Benjamin, he's learned how to use the remote, you know, like to speak into the remote to put YouTube on.
Yeah.
And he'll pull it up to his face, he'll be like, YouTube. It's so ridiculous.
YouTube. Like it's a secret?
Yeah. YouTube. Or like he's trying to talk without his mouth moving almost.
Yeah. YouTube.
Anyway, follow us on YouTube, subscribe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Please subscribe. Fucking follow us on Spotify or wherever you're listening, whatever.
Yeah.
And write into the pod.
Yeah, we want to hear your stories.
Worthless Clowns.
DM us at Worthless Clowns on Instagram.
At gmail.com.
We're just throwing it all over.
I know, yeah. We're just talking over each other and saying information.
It's like a surprise bag of ways you could follow us. It's all mixed up.
I know.
We keep pulling. We're like, and YouTube.
We're on every part of the internet.
Yeah.
Please just interact with us.
I used to love those surprise bags. Remember at Claire's Accessories?
Yes.
They'd have like surprise junk bags.
Yeah. And it was all the dumb shit that nobody wanted to buy that was on sale. Yeah.
It'd be like one cool thing, like a lip gloss.
Yeah.
And everything else was like those like sticky hands that you hit at the wall.
Yeah. And then it would be those like, remember those like jelly spiky ball earrings?
Oh, yeah.
Like those.
Yeah.
And then like a puka shell necklace.
Yes.
And like a keychain.
Yeah. Or like a little stuffed animal. Yeah. Like a keychain, probably. Yeah. A little like, I don't know. I'm thinking of a fluffy spider.
In a Claire's bag.
Yeah. But
that's
like
crazy.
It's cute, you know?
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Halloween, maybe?
Oh, Brittany. We're on bugs again.
And this episode won't come out during Halloween. This episode will come out on the 4th of July. I was in San Francisco.
Oh, yes.
We haven't even talked about it yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, not on the pod. In fact, you haven't heard most of what happened yet.
Okay.
Because we've been surrounded by our friends.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to hear about it. Only some of my friends can hear about San Francisco.
Okay, Brittany, please tell this story.
I haven't talked to anyone today.
You're spiraling out of control.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
You're over here. You're getting
I'm just so happy to connect with someone.
You're getting like pink and you're like, only some of my friends deserve to hear about my trip.
I don't think I can make it through the rest of this.
So insane. What is happening?
I don't know. I think I was too stressed out today and now it's all just coming out like this. Yeah, San Francisco is fun. Me and Maggie Lally came down.
Former guest of the pod.
Former guest of the pod. It was so much fun. We did like a writing retreat thing. We wrote every day for a few hours. Got a lot done. Wrote a bunch of new jokes. I'm gonna send them to AI and see if they can punch them up for me.
This Auntie Anne's has been cooking since the Clinton administration.
Yeah.
Anyway, good luck with your bits.
So that was fun. We went and we did some shows. The shows were okay. We went and saw a couple punk bands.
Hell yeah.
And that was fun.
San Fran has good punk bands.
Yeah.
Or they used to, at least. I don't know. I mean, I haven't but there's a lot of like good punk bands.
They were all really good. And it was a Monday night, so there weren't like a lot of options. Mm-hmm. And the option didn't look great. Like reading the names too. I can't remember what. Well, one of the names was like, I don't know. But all the names, I was like, these sound like old guy, boring rock bands.
Oh,
like it didn't even clearly say it was a punk show.
Yeah, it's like The Surge.
Yeah,
or something like that.
So
yeah,
I was like,
it sounds like a flavor of Mountain Dew or something. Yeah.
I was like, this could be like really lame. Mm-hmm. But then we showed up and it was awesome.
Oh, great.
The first band that was on, I remember them. They're called Gus Baldwin and the Sketch.
Oh, fun.
And they're from Austin, Texas.
Oh, wow.
I talked to them after. Yeah.
Damn.
They were really good. And I bought a t-shirt. It's just a smiley face that's upside down. And it says the Sketch.
Honestly, great merch.
Yeah.
I fucking love that merch.
I like it. They were cool. And then the band after them, I forget what they're called, but they were good. Like they were really fun when they were performing.
Mm-hmm.
but the lead singer could not stop talking between. You know, this always happens.
Oh my God,
Every time we go see some bands, especially metal bands.
Yeah.
There's always a lead guy or someone in the band who won't stop trying to riff between.
Yeah.
And they're not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
He brought the energy down every time. It's like having a bad host at a comedy show.
Yeah, yeah.
They would like have an awesome, like they do this song and everyone's like really pumped and into it.
Yeah.
And then it'd stop and the guy'd be like, so I remember one time when I was a kid, my dad was like, he pointed in the grass. He's like, hey, look at that salamander. This is really what he said.
Oh my God.
I know you think I'm making it up because it's about salamanders. But
I was
he
like,
said
this story is Brittany coded.
I looked at Maggie and I was like, is this guy me? Like, tell me I'm not like this.
You heard salamander and you were like, shut up, go on, go on. Maggie,
and then
shut
I was
up.
so disappointed.
Yeah.
Because he goes, he's like, my dad said, look at that salamander. And that's the day I lost all respect for my dad because it was a lizard.
What the hell?
That was his thing he said in the middle.
Dude, that is the opposite.
It's the opposite of
of our mantra.
Yeah, our mantra, if you don't know, is trust in your ability to identify a lizard.
Yeah.
And it's from when we went to New Orleans together.
Yeah.
And I was looking around and I have low confidence in myself and my abilities. But it's improving. And I was looking around and I saw these little lizard looking things.
Yeah, they were lizards.
They were lizards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look at those lizards. Oh, wait.
Or a gecko.
Oh,
or
wait,
I don't know.
They might be a gecko. Never mind.
Yeah. And I was like, Brittany, trust in your ability to identify a lizard.
And that's why I ended up in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So it's all connected, you know?
Dude, the guy on stage is like the same kind of person who made you think like that. You know what I mean? Because you'd be like, oh, look at that salamander. And he'd be like, that's a fucking lizard, you idiot, you bitch.
Yeah.
And so
then he
like,
wouldn't talk to me the rest of the day.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, I did something wrong.
Yeah. And then
this is definitely my fault.
I'd question every categorization I tried to make for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So everything
is this a microphone? I don't know.
Yeah.
I like can't answer any questions.
And you just call everything by the broadest term. Yeah. You're like, this technology.
Wait, let me bring this technology closer to my face. I can't think of anything else, even though I like the idea of this.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on a sitting platform.
Yeah. You're like, can you water this decor really quick?
Yeah.
Like,
and then he's like, you mean plant? And I'm like, decor. A plant is a type of decor. Yeah, then I'm the one that's like getting him every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that fits into my frameworks. So this guy, he was awful every time. And if I had never heard him speak, I would have been like, this guy is so cool. Because when he was performing, he was amazing. Yeah. He just seemed like the coolest, most confident guy. Yeah. He was doing a bunch of like weird moves and his vocals were great. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
But then every time he talked, I was like, this guy sucks so much.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's true for comics sometimes too, where it's like, because like the performance is the thing that's practiced.
Yeah.
So it's like, you'll be like, this person's so funny. And then you'll talk to them and you'll be like, oh, they work really hard at comedy and they're like kind of boring to talk to.
It was weird for him to show that contrast on stage. Like, he didn't notice.
Well,
you know?
Delusion gets people really far in the entertainment industry.
Like, that'd be like you're saying, that'd be like if I was doing my bits on stage and then I just stopped and I was like, oh, today I read a paper at work and I just started like talking about my regular boring day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. God.
He stopped again and he's like, so I've been working on this joke. Then he started trying to do jokes.
No.
He called it a joke.
No.
Which you don't do. If you don't know if it's a joke, just say it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a musician, because it might work if you just say it.
Yeah.
But he's like, so I'm going to try this joke for you guys. And then he does some like Star Wars bit. It wasn't funny. It was like very hack. I can't remember what it is. And then no one laughed and he goes, I guess you guys don't like Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
And he was serious. And then they just started playing again.
Dude, this is open mic comedian energy. Yeah. Big time open mic energy.
Yeah. He got mad at the audience and then just like went back to his A material, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the thing that people were there for, which is the music and not his personality.
Yeah.
God.
He was married too.
Oh, that poor woman.
I know. I'd like to know her, you know? To know what type she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the trip was really good.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story about you.
Oh, is this from the other night?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this one.
So me and Brittany went to Comedians You Should Know.
It's a really fun show.
It's a great show. It's at the Gutter. It's every Wednesday in Williamsburg. Look it up. But so we come in like halfway through a comedian's set.
Yeah.
And he's doing some like very alty thing.
Very elaborate act out.
Yeah,
with like magician related.
Yeah, he was like
stuff.
acting out doing a magic trick in like a really crazy way, but he had no props or anything. He was miming everything.
Yeah.
And so there's this part in the joke where he's like, uh-oh, and then there's a wild boar that comes in, and the wild boar attacks me, and then Tupac shoots it. And then he like goes back to the joke, and then he goes back again, and he's like, oh, and the wild boar, and he reaches down to like mime going into the wild boar, and I watch Brittany like crane her neck to like look at the stage.
I got high up on my toes and stuff and like moved around a bit.
And I was like, I like immediately started dying because I was like, there's no boar, Brittany.
It looked like I was looking for the boar.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's clearly not here.
Yeah. And I was actually just adjusting my posture and moving around. But as soon as Alex started laughing, I was like, oh, she thinks I think there's a boar.
Yeah. And I was laughing so hard that I had like my hands on my knees, like doubled over.
Her head was in her knees.
And then Brittany like got down to my level. She's like, no, I was just adjusting my posture. I was just adjusting my posture. like you like came down to my you like crouched down. You were like, no, it's not what you think. It was so fucking funny. I was losing my mind.
Don't tell anybody. I thought it was a boar. I was also losing my mind because it like definitely looked insane that I was like looking for the boar.
You were like, there's a boar on stage? There's a boar here?
And then I was laughing so hard that I was crying, like really crying. I was afraid comics thought there was something wrong with me. Like I'd gone through something.
They already do.
They already do. And then the comics started miming something related to like proposing, like with an engagement ring.
Oh yeah,
and I was like wiping my eyes like it's real because I was like already crying from laughing.
Dude, yeah, you looked like a baby reacting to like a guy doing act outs. You were like, oh no,
I believed everything.
Yeah, like every single thing that happened. God, it was so fucking funny.
It was really funny. It was so funny. I'd love to relive that moment. I mean, I guess we just did, but you know. We'll never be back
so
there.
Insane. It was so fucking funny.
And then after it happened, we're like, guess we know what we're talking about on the pod.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, literally
our lives are just like, this is like, that's like being like, we got a clip.
Yeah.
Like when a comic's on stage and they know what they're clipping.
Yeah.
We were like in real life, like knowing what we're going to pod.
Yeah, I know. You turned to me and you were like, I can't wait to talk about this on the pod.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, God. Yeah. So that was great. Brittany was an idiot in real life right before my eyes.
The thing is, I also have probably done a real version of that at some point, you know?
What do you mean?
I could see myself really making a mistake like that. I think that's part of why it's so funny.
Like thinking the boar is real?
Not like to that extreme, but like sometimes people will be talking to me and they're like they are doing an act out sometimes.
Yeah.
Where they, in the act out, maybe they're waving or they're pointing. And then I'll start to think that's relevant. And
they're waving in an act out and you're like standing directly in front of them and then like they point and you point back at them and you touch fingertips and then you go.
That's so.
Like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what something like that would be.
They wave as though they're waving to somebody in their act out story.
Oh, and then you like look back.
And then I think there's a person.
That sounds like you're just not listening to them.
It does sound like that.
It just sounds like you're not listening to what the story is.
They'll gesture to something and I think it's there.
Yeah. You're like a dog.
Yeah.
Like, dude, around like between 4 and 6 p.m., if I get up from my chair, my dog's like, we're going for a walk.
Yeah.
And that's you. That's you in conversations. You're like, we're waving. We're waving.
Sierra, my friend Sierra. I'm laughing too hard.
I know. Yeah, you really are.
I gotta calm down.
Oh my God. All right. For listeners, she's crying and pinching the bridge of her nose because she can't handle it.
You know when you laugh so hard and you're like, I have to stop. I'm in pain. I'm gonna die. This isn't quite there, but I hope we don't get there. Because like sometimes you really think you're gonna have a stroke.
Jesus Christ.
So my friend Sierra and I, like, in high school, this probably would still happen. This is related to the pointing thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be walking around like her neighborhood or wherever, and she'd be like, "Oh, look at that tree or something, or like something over there." And instead, I like wouldn't use her finger to look at. I would just look wherever I looked up.
Oh
first.
my God!
I would just look up and like decide where to look, and that's where I'd be looking for the thing.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at her finger pointing at the.
And then
objects.
she's like, "Look at me! Look where I'm pointing! Look where I'm fucking pointing!"
She'd be like, "You have to look at my finger."
Yeah. Again, that's like my dog. Like I'll drop a piece of cheese on the floor and I'll be like, Betty, right here. And she's like,
she's just excited in general. So she's looking everywhere.
Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, you're leaning down. How exciting. God. Oh God. We should get into our stupid stories.
Yeah, what time is it?
The clock's over here. It's
it
changed.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
I gotta calm down over here.
I don't know if I've told this story on the pod. I don't think I have.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where it's
before.
really hard to tell.
Yeah.
I was looking through my notes and a lot of them I mark.
Yeah, me too.
Some of them I don't. And I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've told this story on the pod, but I've definitely told it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great because my friend Leah Palazzo, who listens to this pod, is a very good friend of mine.
She's great. She came to our motorcycle horse show that we did.
Yes, she did. Yeah, and she brought all of her, like a bunch of people from college who I knew, like when I was like in fucking high school.
They
were
the best audience. I wish I could just replicate them everywhere I go.
Yeah, they were like almost too good of an audience. Yeah. It was crazy. But they were so fantastic. But Leah reminded me of this story. So after my mom died, mm-hmm. my every single story I tell on this fucking podcast starts with that. But so Leah was like at my mom's house. I was staying there, and Leah just had come over to like hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
And my aunt was coming by to pick up. So there's this like chest of like family heirlooms.
Ooh. Is it the kind of chest you would look through every summer as a kid?
I like actually had never looked
you never
in
looked
it.
at it?
Yeah. It was just like, it looked like a bench or a piece of furniture. And I like kind of had zero curiosity about it. And so I had never actually looked in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so my aunt came over, and it apparently was my mom's chest that she like kept shit in. And so as soon as my mom died, my Aunt Mare was like, I'm going to need that chest.
Get in the chest.
I need that chest. And I'm like, okay, sick. And so I had not gone through it because
every time she was over, like before your mom died, she was trying to find opportunities to go and look in the chest, and she could never get your mom always like came back.
It was so strange that she's like, I'm going to need that right now. It was like my mom is barely burned in the furnace.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to need that chest real bad. It was like really crazy.
Man.
And so like, she comes over, and I was like, oh, do you mind if I look through it to see if there's any stuff of my mom's that I want to take?
Yeah.
And so we're going through it. It's like old photographs of like my meme and pop, and like old photographs of like my mom and her brothers and sisters. There's like like pictures and like things from the hospital of when me and my brother were born and shit like that. It's like all like old family stuff, right?
Yeah.
I take out this like crucifix that I think is really sick.
Yeah.
It's like a huge crucifix. Yeah, and because I'm goth.
You're like, I'm gonna put it upside down.
Yeah. First of all, fuck you.
I got her good.
I'm going to put it upside down. I'm going to listen to metal
what if
and
I
jerk
just
off.
flip it? Ooh, and then you're like stunned by your creation.
And I'm like, this looks so cool.
Get it? Because it's opposite.
Yeah. Actually, the fucking upside down crucifix, it's called like, I forget the name of the saint, but it's called like Saint James's crucifix or something. Because when a follower of Jesus, after Jesus had been crucified, they were going to crucify him because that's like a very common form of like torture and execution in like ancient Rome. And the guy who was getting like crucified was like, oh, crucify me upside down because I don't want to like die the same way that Jesus died out of respect.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually like a Christian thing. Yeah, it's so crazy. Anyway.
But when do you decide to put it up versus down?
Well, upside down is like a Satanist thing.
Yeah, no, I know that. But if you're a Christian who's doing it out of respect, why are there so many who put it up right side up and so many?
Well, the crucifix is a sign of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And so like, unless you were celebrating that saint or something, like you wouldn't hang it upside down.
Yeah.
Like you normally wouldn't because you wouldn't be like.
Oh, I thought you meant also that saint, by saying, I want to be upside down, made the upside down one a sign of respect. That's why I was confused.
No. It was just that he wanted to be crucified upside down because he didn't want to die the same way that like the Lord died. You know what I mean? Anyway, so boring Christian stuff.
What, Maxim?
St. Peter.
Oh, St. Peter.
Yes. He what? The Catholic Church?
He was like the founder of the first Christian church.
Oh, okay. Maxim just said St. Peter is the first founder of the the founder of the first like Christian church, and so he got like crucified or whatever upside down. Thank you, Maxim. But anyway, so I found this crucifix which was like really cool, and if you open it, it's like two wooden parts. If you open it, there's like candles in it.
Oh, cool!
And
it opens like a locket.
No, it's like you take like the front piece off and there's like a little crevice in there that can hold stuff.
Cool.
And my Aunt Mare was like, yeah, when I fucking had my kids, like Meme, which is like my grandmother, Meme, I didn't want to baptize them because I don't care about that shit. And so there used to be holy water in here. And Meme baptized them behind my back.
Whoa.
So my Meme like took the fucking holy water and then like baptized all three of her children behind my aunt's back, which is crazy.
Whoa.
But that's not the story.
And the children never, I guess the children told your aunt.
Well, it happened as babies.
Oh, as babies.
Yeah, they were like little babies.
How'd you find out?
I guess, I don't know. I have no idea. I guess it came out at some point. But anyway, this is the actual story. So we're like digging through stuff. We're like looking at like different little things in there. And there's this like little charred like black box.
Yeah.
And it's like the size of the palm of your hand. And it's like brown and like looks burnt. And my aunt is like looking at it and she's like, what the fuck is this? And then she's like, oh, and then she like throws it over her shoulder.
Uh-oh.
She's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? She's like, that was your, like, I guess my great grandfather, like my Meme's like father. She was like, that was your great grandfather's pack of cigarettes.
Whoa.
And he was a terrible man, molested all of his children.
Oh my God. Whoa.
And he died in an explosion.
Whoa. Oh my God.
And that was the pack of cigarettes that was in his pocket when he died in an explosion.
Wow. Man, your family does have tons of crazy deaths.
Dude, it's really
insane.
He molested all of his children, then died in an explosion.
Yeah. That seems like someone's idea for a movie storyline.
I know.
That someo's like, that's too much.
I know. It's like a revenge, like horror movie storyline. Yeah, it's really fucking crazy.
How did the explosion happen?
I think he was like working in a factory or something. And he like
Man.
and he died in an explosion. Also, here's the thing. Dying in an explosion is the funniest way to die.
Because of the way your body parts all shoot off. They all shoot off.
Also, like, it's not that he like got caught in a fire.
Yeah.
It's not that he had 3rd degree burns. It's that he died in an explosion.
Wait, who is keeping these cigarettes? Who's like, I gotta keep this?
It was probably my Meme. It was like her father who had died and molested her and then died in an explosion.
Yeah.
And so I guess, I don't know, I'm sure you have like weird relationships with your, like, I mean, they're still your parents, and some people like cut them completely out of their lives. And then other people, you know, are like, well, it's still my dad, even though he treated me like shit. He's terrible to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she kept the explosion.
Whoa.
And like, I'm so glad Leah was there for that, because I would have like completely forgotten, never told it on the pod.
It's so funny. She threw it over her shoulder.
Yeah, she like literally was holding it and she's like, ah, and like threw it up in the air. Like it like scared her. Like once she realized what it was. He was a terrible man. He molested all his kids and he died in an explosion. Like,
I keep imagining the explosion. It's so funny.
It's so
There's
crazy.
just like an anonymous looking guy in my imagination, because I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, neither do I.
It's really just a body.
Yeah.
Being torn apart.
Yeah. Just flying every which way. The only thing they could bring home was the fucking pack of cigarettes in his pocket. Oh, God.
Man, that's crazy. Explosion.
I know. Classic O'Neill shit, by the way.
Yeah.
To die in a crazy way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so it goes back even further than every single uncle I've ever had.
What was that idea we had on another pod where, the reason this all happens is, well, then it doesn't make sense with the timeline. But yeah, Ali fucked a boyfriend in a bunch of graveyards.
And so I'm being haunted, which is why my whole family's dead.
A ghost that's killing all of her family in terrible ways.
Honestly, that could be a movie.
That's the movie.
All right, I'll write the movie.
The first draft is like, it's just an explosion and molestation. We need more.
Yeah.
That was something like insane.
Oh, God. Anyway, what's your stupid story?
What time is it?
9:59. We got half an hour.
Okay. Well, I may have told you about this. I don't think I told on the pod. Let me know if I have told you as I tell the story.
Okay.
So when I was my parents have a bunch of like home videos of when we were kids.
Oh, you haven't told this on the pod.
Okay. There's actually a lot of home video footage I haven't seen that I beg my dad to like figure out every year. I'm like, all I want for Christmas is for you to figure out the rest of those home videos. I want to see them really badly. That's all I want. That's all I want for my birthday. That's all I want for Christmas. Let's clip this and I'll send this to him.
Okay. All right. I'll clip it for you.
I'm letting everyone know. It's been like 10 years of this.
Yeah.
I haven't said it this year, but I will. Anyway, we do have this one. There's this one clip. There's like some stuff that I've seen over and over. I used to watch this stuff repeatedly. I mean,
honestly, if I had like footage of like me, like my family is like way back in the day, I'd watch that shit all the time.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
I would love it.
Like, I feel like we didn't have a video camera. Like, I don't know. Like, if it's the technology, or maybe, probably because we were poor. I was like, why did everybody have video cameras but not us? And I was like, that's why. That's why.
They filmed a lot of stuff, I feel like, and I would love to see it all. There's like funny stuff in there too. Yeah. Like there's this one time where we're opening Christmas presents, and my little brother, he's pretty young. He's probably like 6, maybe even a little younger. And he's opened up this big box. This isn't the story, by the way. This is just one thing I remembered. He's opened up this big box. He takes the wrapping paper off of it, and it's like the outside of the box is a bunch of dishes on it. Because we used to like, you wrap stuff in existing boxes. You had.
Yeah, totally.
Like my parents would save boxes for that.
Yeah.
And he gets so upset when he sees it's for dishes. He's like, he looks like he's going to be in tears because it was a huge box. He thinks it's going to be something great.
And when you're a kid, a big box means a good thing.
Yeah. That's all it could be, is something good. He's like so excited, and he sees dishes, and then he could start crying and get really mad. He thinks about it. Yeah. But then he looks up at my mom. He's like, Mom, I will give them to you. It's adorable. And then he opens it up, and he got like 10 Ninja Turtles. Yeah. And he was like, was just out of his mind. He was picking everyone out, going like, and then my brother's in the background going, Donatello, Raphael, like listing all these.
That is so cute. Oh my God. It's adorable.
So like, imagine all the other stuff we're missing out on.
Yeah.
I gotta get this. I mean, I keep saying like, I guess I could figure it out if he just gives me all the material.
Yeah.
But I think he's worried there might be stuff in there that he doesn't want me to find. So he's like, no, I have to look through.
Like what?
I don't know.
Like a sex tape of your parents?
Well, if he would just explain, I wouldn't have to imagine that.
Yeah. What if it's just like early iterations of the T-bus?
Yeah. It's him like practicing presentations for his toilet.
Yeah.
The toilet bowl exhaust system my dad invented.
Yes.
For anyone who doesn't know. He's just like, the toilet, the Webster's Dictionary definition of a toilet
is
just him over and over not getting it right. Anyway, we have all these childhood tapes. There's this one tape that my parents bring up all the time. Mm-hmm. Like they talk about it. They don't show it over and over. They just like remember it a lot. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, so in the video, I'm very young. I'm like 2, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like 2. Very young. I was going to say 3, but it's lower.
You're like a baby, yeah.
I'm really, really small. And we're sitting at a table. It's me and my older brother. Mm-hmm. And we're just sitting at a table together. My parents aren't like around, but the camera's set up like watching us like play, you know? Mm-hmm. And we're playing with like Play-Doh or something on the table. And my brother's doing whatever, making stuff. And you see me in the corner. I have like some clay. And I keep I threw a little piece at my brother. Mm-hmm. And he keeps getting upset. Like I keep throwing pieces at him and he keeps getting upset. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm 2 years old.
Sorry, I'm opening a LaCroix.
It's okay.
I hope you can't hear it. Anyway, sorry.
I'm 2 throwing pieces and he's getting upset, which is like, I think just me being like, there's a reaction to this. I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's mad probably because I'm too young to know anything. Mm-hmm. And at one point he gets really fed up with it. Well, wait. Okay. I'll tell you this part and then I'll tell you the rest. Sorry, I forgot it was kind of weird. But at one point he gets really upset with me. And he gets out of his chair and he's like, Brittany, stop it. And he's like about to explode. He gets out of his chair and he comes up to me, a like 2-year-old kid. He's probably, I guess he's like 6 or something. And he stands above me and like puts his fist over me. Like he's gonna punch
like he's
me.
Threatening to punch like a baby.
Yeah, and he brings his fist down at me like really slowly and it's like shaking. Like he's holding himself back from punching this 2-year-old baby. But he acts it out like he's a like Dragon Ball Z character, you know?
Yeah. He's like waiting for you to be scared by it, but you're like too young.
I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he just sits back down and starts playing again. And my dad brings up this video all the time because it's like my parents interpret it as me always having been a schemer, like always like messing with people. I'm like, I'm 2 years old. My dad's like, yeah, but there's one part where you look right at the camera right before you throw the clay. He thinks like I had intention because I looked at the camera like I'm a character in like The Office or something.
Yeah.
You know, and like I suddenly had awareness that people could be looking.
Yeah.
God. He brings it up constantly. I'll be like, so I didn't have theory of mind.
That's so ridiculous. He's like, I always knew you were a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I always knew you were trying to trick us.
And they didn't believe me ever since that.
Yeah, I know. You do that one time.
I feel like I'm scared. And they're like, she's making it up. Remember the clay thing?
Yeah, she's scheming.
Yeah.
She's fucking scheming.
Yeah. So that's the story. And they won't listen to my arguments about how I didn't have the brain development to be able to do that.
Yeah, you're like literally a baby.
I'm a baby. What about my brother pretending to punch me?
I know, yeah.
They don't bring that part up.
God, that's so
funny. What about the level of anger in your 6-year-old kid?
I know. Yeah, like
that's never been addressed.
Punching. Yeah. God. So crazy.
That's my story.
Well, I always knew you were fucking scheming.
Yeah. You know, people think that about me a lot. Like, I get accused of cheating in games a lot when I'm not. I think because I laugh. People think I'm like up to something. And I've told you about times too where my parents like don't believe me when something's happening.
Yeah.
They think I'm like trying to get away with stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that's your parents' own thing.
Yeah.
But I have a theory about like other people who aren't your parents.
Yeah.
I think that like you just act so weird. But you're also very honest about like your intentions and what you want, and then you act in a way that doesn't make sense, like in a human world. And so then people are like, there must be something else at play here.
I feel like you've been drafting this, like you've been writing about this, because what you said was so organized. It's like you thought about it for so long.
You just like act in this like weird alien way, and then, but you're like actually very honest and just like honest about your feelings to people. And so they're probably like, there's something else going on here. Yeah. She didn't really think that boar was on stage.
Another one of her weird things telling me that she cares about me.
Yeah,
what the hell?
She didn't really think that boar was on stage.
Boar, yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Maybe
I waved at her in a conversation. She waved back right in front of me. She must think I'm stupid. Like, it makes your mind do crazy things when you interact with Brittany Cardwell.
Like I'm making fun of them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
You didn't have to wave. I know a wave.
Yeah.
Like I'm pointing out that it's too obvious to put in your story.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is.
That's probably what it is. Wait, did I tell you about, and maybe I should tell this on a different pod. I'll tell it on a different pod. Actually.
Okay.
We don't have time.
Should we get into our posty? Yes. Hell yeah.
This is a good one. All right. Got a post from an internet user.
Oh yeah.
From Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for grouping guests at my wedding by Harry Potter houses?
Yes.
No, you're just a dork.
No, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Harry Potter people and like Disney adult people are the worst people in the entire world. I fucking hate, honestly, I always hated Harry Potter.
You don't like the stories?
Well, see, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, you fucking bitch. Oh, you don't like the stories?
Actually, this, I can see even recently, this is happening. Like, that was real.
Yeah. I know it was real.
Also, like,
but if I didn't know you, you know what you said to me? You were like, oh, you didn't like the stories? That's what you said.
Well, I thought about this just now. It reminded me of, I like went to Dwayne's place a few weeks ago, and he plays video games sometimes, you know? And sometimes I'll come over and he's like, in the end of one, and I like wait for a bit, and then he comes out, and this happened, and I just haven't seen him. And I'm
sorry, you wait outside of his room to be done playing video games?
Sometimes he'll be finishing something, and I'll just go watch TV with like Sam and Chelsea.
Oh,
you know?
okay, I see. I thought it was like
not allowed to be in the room when he's
that's
playing
what I thought it
games.
Was. Yeah, where he was like, "Don't interrupt me." I thought that I was like, "Holy shit!"
He's like, "I can hear you out there itching your foot."
Yeah,
you like can't be like. No, it's not like that. I just like. He's like, I gotta finish this, and he goes in there, and then I like wait. You know,
yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
But anyway, he came out after like, and I just hadn't seen him, and I'm like, I'm like, what's up, you know? And I'm like, oh, were you like in a big fight?
Yeah.
And it sounds the same. Yeah. I'm just like wondering what's going on, but I sound really condescending.
Were you in a big fight in there?
And then I'm like, who are you playing with? And he's like, I don't know, and I'm like, well, were you playing with other people? It sounds like concern about him being alone.
This sounds like scheming, dude. It sounds like you're scheming.
But I was actually just wondering if he was playing with the friends that I know he plays with sometimes.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, I'm like, oh, you're a loser playing alone?
Like, you were playing all alone in there? That's what it sounds like. You were playing in there all alone?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Now I'm like, oh, that's what my ex kept picking up on.
No. Let's not go there.
He thought I was putting him down.
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Your ex is bad.
No, I don't really believe it.
Okay,
but
good.
I think maybe sometimes because he was so insecure.
Of course,
I think sometimes he like really read into that.
Yeah.
And he also didn't know. I don't know.
He also didn't have the curiosity to be like, this is what Brittany is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's fucking read the post.
Let's do this. Harry,
and you're right. I don't like the stories.
You don't like them?
Also, the other thing is when Harry Potter was big, which was when I was like a child, I couldn't read good. So I never read the books.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the movies came out and all these fucking dorks are obsessed with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then I watched the movies and I was like, oh, everybody feels bad for him because he fucking lived under the stairs.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing you can fucking think of a child. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
My dad's not around.
Mm-hmm. He lived under the stairs and found out that he was a special boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I went through a bunch of shit and guess what? I'm just a regular guy. That fucking sucks.
Yeah. I liked the books a lot as a kid, but I've never liked people who are obsessed with Harry Potter.
No, totally.
Because they're like Disney adults.
Kinda, they're Disney adults.
We're going to lose some listeners here. We've already made fun of Harry Potter, right?
I think we've talked about Harry Potter and how much I hate it. Yeah.
So also you can take those tests, where it's like, is it a Patronus? Oh, I guess you might not know. It's like basically what's your spirit animal, but in the Harry Potter world.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which is just like, it's almost like astrology within Harry Potter. And So
are the houses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, every time I took one of those tests, they're like, you're a fucking Slytherin.
Yeah.
You bitch. They're like, you're fucking evil.
Every time I go in, they're like, you're a stupid Hufflepuff. But sometimes you're a Ravenclaw. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Also, I got for my Patronus, I got a Labrador.
Just a dog?
Yeah. Isn't that a letdown?
Yeah, that
it's
is
supposed to be
letdown.
like a fun, unique creature.
Yeah. I would, it should be like unicorn
Oh,
or
it was
something.
like a beagle or something.
Oh, beagle's worse than Labrador.
Yeah. All right. Should I group my guests? Whatever. Am I the asshole for grouping my guests by Harry Potter house? I actually got married in February, but for some reason, people are still upset over this. My husband and I are very into Harry Potter. Also, I don't like relationships based on liking Harry Potter.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't like any relationship based on one shared interest.
Dude,
yes, I'm dating a comic.
Yeah.
But that's not the same.
Imagine me and Dave both love ska. Imagine if we got married and we had a ska wedding.
And all you talk about is ska, all you think about is ska. You make your kids love ska.
Yeah, I made everybody skank down the fucking aisle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
like that puppet wedding we read about.
Yeah.
The people obsessed with puppets, they made all their guests bring puppets.
Yeah. God.
I don't like it. You got to have more than one shared interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My husband and I are very into Harry Potter. I'm a proud Ravenclaw.
Ugh, I don't even know what that means and I hate it.
Me too. He's Hufflepuff. So let me start by saying I don't believe any Harry Potter house is bad. We had she's having to justify her Hufflepuff husband to her friends who were like, they're dumb.
Or she sat an entire group of people at her wedding at the Slytherin table and they watched the movie and they're like, you mean the villains? Yeah. It's like being like, everybody take a personality test. All right. This group of people, they're at the Hitler table. Mm-hmm. You got to sit at the Hitler table. You're most similar to him. I'm sorry.
It's a social experiment to see if their personalities become more like what they were assumed to be.
Yeah.
If you get treated like a Slytherin, you're going to act like a Slytherin.
That's right.
Man. We had a Harry Potter themed wedding. Oh yeah. So the whole thing was themed. God. I just can't take it.
Boo.
Really specific, demanding themes.
Yeah.
It was small, 65 people. So we're close enough with everyone to reasonably know where they would be at Hogwarts.
Ugh, God.
This was not Jane is a jerk, therefore she's Slytherin. We thought long and hard about this and even had a few fights.
No.
Which I naturally won with logic due to being a Ravenclaw.
Ew. Ugh.
Anyway, guests were assigned seats based on their Hogwarts houses. We thought this would be fun. Yes, couples were separated, but only for dinner. We didn't the part where you most want to speak.
Yeah, the only part you can talk during the wedding. Yeah.
We didn't sort the children because I feel like all children lean Slytherin.
Dude.
Not like we didn't sort the children because it's hard to explain and they'd have tantrums, but we didn't sort the children.
Because they're all evil.
Because of this fundamental view I have about all children.
Yeah. Dude, I feel the same way. Kids are Slytherin.
Yeah. I feel like children lean Slytherin for a while, and you see very few Ravenclaw toddlers, to be honest.
Oh my God.
Her whole life is just spent, she's walking the streets and she's like...
That's how she's categorizing people, yeah.
Shockingly, though, the adults were offended. Nearly every Slytherin was mad because their asses just think it means bad guys.
I knew it. I fucking knew it, dude.
And forget to realize that Lennon was a Slytherin. She's like, you didn't reread the books before the wedding?
You mean the guy? I'm assuming she means John Lennon.
Oh, I thought she meant a character in the book.
I think she means John Lennon.
But how do we know he's a Slytherin?
I don't know, but he also beat his wife, so...
I think she's talking about a character.
Is there... Okay,
I can't remember.
Vladimir Lenin.
Wait, yeah, is it Lennon or
Lenin?
Oh, that's Vladimir Lenin.
Oh, is it?
Or is that a guy in the fucking book?
No, it's on the book. I just read all the books.
What?
He's not in the book.
Wait, so she's like, Vladimir Lenin was a Slytherin, so good.
Oh, there's like a wiki fandom or Harry Potter fandom with the Vladimir plot. It was also born by the founder of former Soviet state, Vladimir Lenin. What? I'm not reading the whole thing, but I guess there's like a relationship. Is this a conspiracy theory?
That seems like some fanfic shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she expected her guests to like know the fan fiction surrounding Lenin in order to not be offended by Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone wants to be Lenin either.
Lenin, objectively bad guy.
I do.
Objectively bad guy.
Yeah. Okay. This lady doesn't make any sense. I can't believe you can have a relationship with someone who can't. Every argument is based on this. We already know that about the relationship.
Yeah.
She wins because she's logical because she's a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
God, oh man. I'm stressed. I feel like I have to deal with these people personally, but I don't. They forget to realize Lenin is Slytherin. And that's for sure not an insult. Even when people who read Harry Potter wanted to argue over how they... Even people who read Harry Potter wanted to argue about how they should have been Gryffindor.
Oh, God.
Being Gryffindor is not... As someone who's kind of on the outside of all this, Gryffindor, it's not like... That's like wanting to be prom king.
Yeah.
In high school, you know?
Yeah.
It's not that great.
No, totally. It's also just like, I want the one that's like the biggest deal.
It's like, I like the number 5 and the color red.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's like very
grow
basic.
Up. Be original for once.
Yeah. I obviously wouldn't do it again if I knew everyone would be so mad, but since I was the bride, I really didn't see the big deal. Even if you disagree that you're a Hufflepuff, not surprisingly though, they're the most docile. It's so bad to be one for a day. She's like shitting on the groups while saying the groups don't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I thought that the Hufflepuffs would have put up with this because they're so docile.
Yeah, I know. And also docile is such a weird way to describe people.
It's for a drugged animal. We've talked about this before.
That's for like a really good pony that you can put children on. That's what you call docile.
Yeah, it like doesn't have frontal lobes. Well, I guess that is kind of the description of Hufflepuffs is that they don't have like, they're kind of like loopy.
Oh, I don't know anything about this. I can neither confirm nor deny.
We're gonna get some comments from some Harry Potter lover.
I know.
Gonna be like, you're not seeing the nuance of the categories. Okay, so that's it. So far, lots of people saying you're the asshole.
That's the whole story.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Nothing happened in this. She just like, she categorized people. They got mad in the way you would expect.
Yeah.
Like, did she even try and say that it doesn't mean anything to them? Or she just put people in groups?
Well, I mean,
and seemed like
I
a
think
villain.
the thing that people are probably mad about is they're like, oh, I went to this wedding.
Yeah.
I'm going to see like my friends from high school who I don't get to see very often.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't get to like sit with the people they know at the wedding.
Yeah.
It's just like her weird like aunt.
Yeah.
And then like some children.
Yeah.
And then like her work friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's no fun.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people are separated from their like partners.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And then some people will take it personally.
Of course. Yeah. People being like, you don't know anything about me. I'm actually a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I actually I'm really cool and good at Quidditch or whatever.
I wonder if there are weddings where people do it by astrological sign.
I'm sure they're fucking... Well, no. You know
they don't group them, though. They put them with their compatibility.
But you know what? I feel like people who are into astrology in that way are not getting married. They're all polyamorous.
That's true.
They're all non-binary.
Yeah.
They're all vegetarians, you know?
That's funny, too, because it's like none of them settle, but they all think they know who their matches are. Mm-hmm. But they never... They're all dating each other.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, who was I talking to the other day? Oh, I was talking to my hairdresser, and she was like,
"Nice. Did she remember a lot about you?"
She did.
Nice. She wrote
she's
notes.
Great. Yeah, she's fucking great. I love her. She was talking about her new roommate, who is she's polyamorous. She's dating this guy who has 2 wives. Mm-hmm. And both of those wives are currently pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which it's like, dude, I don't care if you're polyamorous. I don't care if whatever works for you is fine. But do a little bit of thinking before you knock up 2 ladies at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
how is he going to deal with that?
It's just what a huge financial and time consuming thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I was telling her, I was like, dude, honestly, I feel like the reason why everybody's fucking I keep saying non-binary, but this is the time I was, which is not what this is the time I was dating a guy named Sam. Yeah. And I was like, he has one of those bisexual names. Oh, and I meant androgynous.
Androgynous.
Or whatever. Yeah. I was like, he's got one of those fucking bisexual.
You sound like my dad.
I know, I sound
Doesn't
like
somebody. Doesn't know the right term, but it's all within the same realm. Yeah. So you're like, that one, I guess.
Yeah. God. But
that's why we're friends. I can't talk anymore. I think I fell apart in the beginning and I just lost my ability to string words together. I'm done with sentences.
That's why we live. But I was saying dude, maybe the reason why everybody's fucking polyamorous now is because men are trash.
Yeah.
And there's a few good guys out there, and women who are focused on their careers and friends and shit are I would rather part-time date a good guy than have a shitty guy all to myself.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bunch of women who are dating the same good communicative guy because the market is tough.
Yeah.
It's like having roommates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's it's cheaper if we all live together.
True.
Even though ideally that's not what I want, but it's better than the alternative.
Yeah. But then the time thing is what I don't get. I could see maybe being okay, well, I'll see him a few times a week. That's all I have time for.
Yeah.
But if he's seeing a bunch of people, how's he doing that?
Dude, how many fucking Google calendars are in poly relationships? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I find it hard enough to meet up with one boyfriend and a couple friends in a week.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, if you're fucking polyamorous, good for you. Keep doing your shit.
Keep listening.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could handle it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't either.
Yeah.
I'd be like, are her boobs bigger than mine?